ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ಯೋಗನೇ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ. ಥರ ಜಮೀನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಯ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀರು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಪೈಪ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಕೊಳಕು ಮಂಡಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಕಂಡ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ. ಆಗ ಬಂದು ಫೋನ್ ಯಾವ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಗೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಾಲೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಊದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು. ಇವರು ಉರಿ ನೋವು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಅವರು ಪ್ರೆಗ್ನೆಂಟ್ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಆಯಿತು. ಔಷಧಿ ಕೊಡ್ಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಅಂತಿದ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋದ್ವಿ.
India unfortunately carries the burden of being the snakebite capital of the world. Every year we have 10 lakh people who are getting bitten by snakes, which results in roughly 60,000 deaths a year. That's nearly 6 deaths an hour from snakebite. Yesterday when we had gone here, and he said every few hours they see the snake's head sticking out.
Very often people feel that if you're working with snakes, you sort of take the snake's side.
Kind of funny.
But I think the only way to actually conserve snakes is to work with people. We do need to get people to be less stressed about snakes being around them and start being more logical and effective in their practices even.
ಹೆಬ್ಬಾವು ಹಸು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕರು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕರು ತಿನ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ, ನಾಯಿಗಳನ್ನ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರನ್ನ ತಿನ್ನಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಮನುಷ್ಯರಾದ್ರೆ ಆಹಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಹಾರ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
People know the work that we do here. They very often will call us to help them when there's a snake around them. I can rescue snakes, but I can't change systems on my own.
Snakebite is a complex problem, and complex problems need partnerships. Humane World for Animals India and Lion Trust have been working together for almost 8 years now. My work primarily is in striking a balance in coexistence between people and wildlife. We have a big rural population, and we know about 96% of these snakebite deaths are occurring in farmers. Agricultural fields in India are home to a lot of rodents, and snakes are where rodents are.
But the only way to really know if there is a pattern to snake behavior is to pretty much be able to find the same snake again and again.
We brought in about 20 or 30 snakes from agricultural fields, placed radio transmitters in them, and released them back in the exact same location so we could track them continually day on day.
And there's a photo, you can't see one, so not to do.
What the data has given us is an understanding of where the maximum risk is. Once you see the pattern, snakebite stops looking like bad luck.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು 2-3 ದಿನ ಆಯ್ತಾ ನೀವು ನಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ?
ಸರ್, ನಾವು ನಡೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ 8 ತಿಂಗಳು ತಗೊಳ್ತು. 8 ತಿಂಗಳ ಗಂಟ ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಮನೆ ಕಣ್ತವೆ ಇದ್ದವು.
When someone survives a venomous bite, often there are very long-term and sometimes permanent effects. And those could range from very bad tissue damage that could lead to gangrene or the need for an amputation. It could also be post-traumatic stress.
ನಾನು ನೋಡಬೇಕಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಅಳ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ವ್ಯವಸಾಯ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಹಿಂಸೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮನೇಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೆಂಗೆ, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಸಾರ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂತ ತಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
Our work sits at the clean intersection of public health and conservation. By informing people on prevention and preventative measures, we've managed to use technology to scale education on snakebite. We've built a chatbot that can give information to people on snakebite prevention, snakebite first aid and management in English and Kannada on their phones. All of these combined have really started to show us improvement in how people respond to snakes to begin with, but also changing how people respond to a snake bite itself. We've also tried doing murals on public-facing walls like panchayat offices and schools.
ಅಪ್ಪಿ ತಪ್ಪಿ ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಚ್ತು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಹಾವು ಆಗ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು?
ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು.
What I really wish people knew about snakes is their lives don't revolve around us, and they would like to have nothing to do with us. If we change how people respond, we save lives, both human and animal.
We envision a future where snakebite is just an isolated incident and not a life-altering tragedy.